First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim, B'Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone for teaching the truth, this beautiful truth, and giving it on us. Double honors to those men. And shalom to the Akim that's pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the globe. Shalom. And I was talking to a couple people that I know, and they was telling me something that happened down here in Louisiana. And the story is that there was three guys, and they was telling me that they just had a shootout or whatever. This was a couple of days ago. They had a shootout or whatever, and they were shooting at the police. I think they hit an officer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think they hit an officer. But one of the dudes, or all of them maybe, they end up killing the dudes that were shooting at the police or whatever. There was 3 shooters from what I was told. I don't know if that means it was one guy and 2 other officers or what, but I was told the officer got shot and they killed the shooter. But that just goes to show, we living in some perilous times. Things like this happen. It's always happen. But if you pay attention, you can see that things are getting worse and worse and worse, man. And especially when it comes to authority. People are definitely not, obeying authority. Like the scriptures say, they shall not regard the kings or princes. Lord willing, I'm going to get that. Let me pass this street up. It's a lot here. Let me get there. Yeah. Second Esdras. All right, this Second Esdras chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. The Second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Okay, and that word "woe" goes into destruction. So, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right. And it's talking about, 2/3 our people, and you heathen. Woe to you, because the righteous, we're going to be protected in that day. But woe to 2/3 and you heathen. And, the Lord already sending many plagues on you people. You got, what year was that when that jump shot came out? What, 2020 or something like that? And all you people was all good. Y'all was taking it and, ain't nothing gonna happen and whatever. And, now we're in 2023 and, now people are suddenly dying from it. So y'all thought y'all was good when y'all took it, but now people are suddenly dropping dead. And I can only imagine those of you who took it and y'all hearing about people that's just suddenly dropping dead from it. I could imagine, what's going through your mind. I could imagine that you can't sleep at night because you don't know if it's going to happen to you. So woe to you, that destruction not just physical destruction, but it's going to come into your mind too. The Lord going to plague you people's mind. He going to fuck your mind up. Have you bugging out, have you going crazy. Shit, the plague of the mind is worse than physical because, physical, you would rather just go ahead and just, physically you could just die, just get it over with. But when the Lord plague your mind and bug you out, that's even worse. Or if the Lord, physically just make you suffer, and that's what the Lord gonna do, man. He gonna make you people pay, cause a lot of you got a lot to pay for. So, the Lord's gonna make you suffer. Killing you instantly would be easy, but it's a different thing when you suffer, okay? But let's read verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another." Okay, let me read that from the top again. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draw nigh." Right. And it is, man. It is. It's here. I mean, we living in some dangerous times, man. It's not safe out here. It's not safe nowhere you go. It's not safe nowhere you go. We living in the times of putting the blood over our doorposts, man. It really ain't time to be, partying and going out places, man. Shit is happening every day. Every day. You got these mass shootings going on at these schools. The Lord not sparing children, but it said, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And what's the modern day sword? The gun. That iron, as they say. That's the modern day sword. And that was an example, what I told you earlier, from what I was told. That was one people fighting against another, man. And I should have looked into the story. I wish I would have knew if it was Jay. I was saying to myself, I doubt it's Jay, but it could be. I could be wrong. Then it goes on to say, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? So we coming into the time of the purge. We coming into the time where people ain't hearing shit the police saying. People gonna be fighting against the police, the government. We living in those times, riots and these people, they going out and they protesting, and these protests to come, it's gonna be bloody protests. It's gonna be protests where people bringing out weapons, and if you're not agreeing with what they saying, they gonna get at you. Just a small example of something that's like, I know down here in Louisiana, they've been having a lot of high-speed chases where they got these street racer dudes. They driving around the city, above and beyond the speed limit, and it's like it's so many of them that the police can't even do nothing with them. That goes into the scripture, man. And that's on a small scale. It's only gonna get bigger, But let me go back to Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse, I'm going to start at 21. You know, like I say, we coming into the time of the purge, right? It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And man, that scripture is so deep because it goes to show you how serious it's going to be. You know, we heard about the flood, and the Lord flooded the earth with water. And when you look at water, man, water is scary, bro. When you think about the ocean is scary, bro. You know, we only discover, 4 or 5% of it. The Lord flooded the whole earth with water. Man, that's, you know how many creatures is in that water that the Lord created that we don't know about, that we haven't seen, that the Lord hasn't allowed Esau, Edom to discover. I can only imagine what's under there. You got Leviathan. Man, the water is scary. And the Lord flooded the whole earth. You gotta understand, the earth is huge. The Lord flooded the whole earth. You know, to the point where it split land, the land. Man, that's scary. But it says this time that we coming into is way worse. You know, that's scary, man. That's scary, and that's why we, you know, being in the know, man, we gotta fear the Lord, and we gotta hope the Lord dealing with us, you know, and we gotta stay in this truth, in this faith, you know. It says, verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. So, if it wasn't for the Lord, or if it wasn't for the Lord shortening the days, man, would none of us be saved. And that's how wicked Esau is. Esau, he would destroy himself and the world. That's how much hate he got for Jake, that he would destroy himself and the world, because all these problems that's going on, all this shit that's being caused is because of him. You know, and we know it's through the Spirit, it's Yahweh Shemashah, because he controls all things. But just to show you Esau Edom's character and the man that he is, man, he's destruction, man. He's the devil. He has no peace in him. This man is a bloody man. That's all he wakes up and think about. From what he eat, from what he drink. Because think about it, what they do. I mean, they bloody men. Think about it, what they do. We know about the, you know, what they stab the babies with and what they drink for them, right? We know about that. This man eats raw meat. This man's a bloody man, from his diet to what he actually does. To not just Jake, but to his own. This man will kill his own to please himself. This man's a bloody man. You know? Let me get Matthew 10. Verse 30. Let's see. Verse 34. Alright, this is Matthew 10 and verse 34. It says, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, it's written in red. It says, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So, what do Christians mean? Or what is this false narrative of so-called, Jesus coming to, save the world, and he gonna love everybody. He's gonna come with unicorns and rainbows and shit. Where does that come from? Because that's nowhere in the scriptures. That's nowhere in the scriptures. And that's not what this scripture says. So where does that false narrative come from? See, our people have been told a lie and illusions. And our people love to hear it, and they hate to hear the truth. Someone that tells you the truth loves you way more than the person that tells you lies. But our people rather be prophesying unto themselves smooth things. So it says, I came not to send peace, I came to send a sword. So the Lord is coming with destruction. The Lord is coming to destroy. And it's the beginning of it now, man. Death is at an all-time high right now, man. It's all across the globe. It's all across the earth. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father. Right. Let me read this whole scripture right quick. And the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right. And man, it's crazy. I've been hearing a lot of stories, where either the husband and the wife killed the child killed the father and the mother or the grandparents. Like, I've been hearing a lot of stories like that, And it's been happening at a alarming, like, it's been happening like a lot. That's the scripture coming to life. It's been happening a lot, man. And that's the times we living in, We're living in some dangerous times, man. So we got to keep pushing, keep fighting, stay prayed up. And that's all I got. So with that, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth, this beautiful truth. Shalom to you, Akim, that's pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the globe. Shalom.